8 highest growing Oscar Isaac movies. Before we start, I'd like you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Luxury Dreamworld. Number 8. The Bourne Legacy. There's only a handful of espionage films that can be compared to James Bond, and one of those is the Jason Bourne series. Matt Damon is synonymous with the Bourne identity like Daniel Craig is synonymous with Casino Royale. But Oscar Isaac also made an appearance in the 2012 release of The Bourne Legacy, starring Jeremy Renner as Aaron Cross, or Outcome Number 5. Isaac's role as Outcome Number 3 sees him as an assassin, the result of one of Eric Breyer's, Edward Norton, CIA programs. Screen Rant revealed that Isaac was supposed to headline the film, but the lead part was offered to Renner instead, making Isaac an antagonist assassin. The film was a success even without Matt Damon as the lead star, grossing $280 million at the box office. Number 7. Robin Hood. Russell Crowe never misses a beat when it comes to playing historically legendary roles, such as he did in Spartacus. In 2010, the rebel with a cause came back in Ridley Scott's Robin Hood, an action-slash-adventure that focuses on the life of Robin Longstride, Russell Crowe, who served as a sharpshooting archer in the army of King Richard the Lionhearted. Following the king's death, Robin and his comrades head to Nottingham, where a new ruler, King John, Oscar Isaac, imposes harsh taxes on the common folk. He soon finds himself in a war against corruption that could result in saving the whole of England. Other stars involved were Kevin Durand, Cate Blanchett, and Mark Strong. The film to this classic redemption story grossed $322.4 million at the box office. Number 6. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 3D. Marvel Comics' Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, released in 2018, became the very first animated film in the Spider-Man franchise. This special edition Spider-Man film, produced by Columbia Pictures and Sony Pictures Animation, featured more than one twist and a dimension-shifting reality that features more than one Spider-Man character. In this version, a Brooklyn-born teenager with genius-level intelligence named Miles Morales, Shamilek Moore, is thrust into a new and exciting responsibility as the new Spider-Man. He's bitten by a radioactive spider while spraying graffiti with his uncle. Jake Johnson also appears as an older version of Peter Parker from another dimension, as does Chris Pine and Nicolas Cage. Oscar Isaac also does a cameo appearance as Miguel O'Hara, or Spider-Man 2099. The film was a nice addition to the Spider-Man universe and grossed $375.6 million at the box office. Number 5. Dune. There are certain actors that, when paired together, ignite fireworks on the screen. 2021's sci-fi adventure film, Dune, was one that brought together such an array of actors. Besides, anything with Jason Momoa since the release of Aquaman is a guaranteed box office hit. The lead character is Paul Atreides, played by Timothée Chalamet, who represents a young man with a monumental destiny that travels to a volatile planet to safeguard the future of his people. Zendaya is also cast as Chani, Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica, Oscar Isaac as Leo Atreides I, and Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho. The film grossed $398 million against a $165 million budget. Number 4. X-Men Apocalypse. The Letter Room star, Oscar Isaac, has had his fair share of experiences behind the setting of films, both the pleasant and euphoric and the nightmarish. The latter seem to be the appropriate adjective when describing the process he had to endure in becoming the main antagonist, Apocalypse, in X-Men Apocalypse. Released in 2016, the Marvel Entertainment movie production was scolded hard by critics who didn't believe it lived up to the hype, despite having a cast of characters like James McAvoy, Professor X, Ty Sheridan, Cyclops, and Nicholas Hoult, Beast. In a 2018 interview with GQ, he explained having to be, quote, encased in glue, latex, and a 40-pound suit, in order to portray the intimidating blue figurine of the supervillain. Nevertheless, the film still grossed over $500 million, clocking $542 million at the box office. Number 3. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Star Wars fans the world over gushed at the release of this epic 2019 action film. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker marked the third installment of the Star Wars sequel trilogy and, again, featured a brilliant ensemble of actors and actresses. Most of the actors reprised their roles from the previous two installments, including Oscar Isaac, who starred as Poe Dameron, a fighter pilot for the Resistance going against the First Order. Poe Dameron is one of the lead characters in all three movie series, which have been the most financially successful movies of his career thus far. However, when asked in 2020 if he would return for another Star Wars installment, his response was laced with doubtful probability, stating that he would prefer to make handcrafted, independent movies. Despite his decision, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker grossed a substantial box office earning of $1.072 billion. Number 2. Star Wars Episode VII: The Last Jedi. As the battle against the Resistance and the First Order wages on, Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, makes an encounter with a young lady that will change his life forever. Rey, Daisy Ridley of the Resistance, is eager to learn the way of the Force, which Skywalker reluctantly agrees to. She also attempts to recruit him to the Resistance, but he denies her request. Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac, also engages the First Order in a costly back-and-forth battle. Ultimately, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, and General Hux, Domhnall Gleeson, lead the First Order in a brutal attack against the Resistance. Released in 2017, the second installment did slightly better than the third, grossing $1.331 billion at the box office. Number 1. Star Wars Episode VII: The Force Awakens. Star Wars: The Force Awakens came about as a sequel to The Return of the Jedi, released in 1983. This is where Oscar Isaac begins his role as Poe Dameron, along with Rey, Daisy Ridley, Finn, John Boyega, and Han Solo, Harrison Ford, as they begin their journey for Skywalker, who's later played by Mark Hamill. Oscar Isaac maintained the role of Poe in one of the most lucrative movie franchises to date, despite being sold by the trilogy's creator, George Lucas, to Disney in 2020. The Force Awakens was released in 2015 and grossed an enormous figure of $2.064 billion at the international box office. But for Oscar Isaac, independence and freedom of creativity is something money cannot buy. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.